between Daniel Carlson now and Daniel Carlson a year ago?
Don't you work for us?
I do, yeah. Gotta keep it kicked off, coach.
I think he's stronger right now. I think he's stronger. And I think he knows himself a little bit better than he did when we first got him last year. He's done a lot of work on himself. I think he's stronger, and I think he's mentally knows himself a little bit better.
Since he's kind of running unopposed, do you have to monitor how many kicks he gets, that kind of thing?
Well, we've always done that, so he's going to kick every other day. There shouldn't be a situation, there could be possibly one in training camp that he goes 2 days in a row, but right now he's going every other day, and it's not more than 15 to 17 graded snaps in the set before the team set. Usually team sets usually around 5 or 6.
Are you alternating punters too? I noticed that Cole did a ton of it today in Townsend.
It was Cole's day today, AJ's day today. Tomorrow we'll have a 9-play punch script. It'll be Johnny's day tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're trying to get those guys to both have 2 days each before we get to our next day off.
What have you seen from Cole that you...
Okay, I'm sorry.
What have you seen from Cole that has him out here and you think he has a chance to be in a real competition?
Yeah, well, he has a tremendous leg. He has a natural hang to him. Kind of even on his bad ball, he can kind of get away with it. He's a high hit guy on his contact on the ball. So, and he's really improved his holding as he's come along, and he can kick off. So it gives us a little bit of an advantage that way with having the ability to have 2 guys that can kick off through preseason.
Was there an area that stood out with Cole that had you choose him and let Kaiser go?
Well, we liked what AJ did in college. We thought he had a good college career, and he was asked to roll out some and be a conventional punter some. And then when he came here, we just felt like he had more control, had more hang over the other guy that was here, and we kept him. So we're only going to take 2 to training camp.
What are the keys when you're evaluating a long snapper? Like, who's going to win there? Like, what type of things are you looking for to make that decision between 2 guys who have done it pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. Everything from where are the laces on the catch, on the short snaps, and then their ability to protect the A gap and as far as the B gap in the pump protection sets, and the ability to have any kind of awareness as when the front changes and can redirect on those things. And they've both played in games. Trent's played in 15, and Andrew's been playing a long time. So it's a good competition right now. They're both in great shape. We're glad Andrew's healthy. So we're going to rotate those guys all through training camp as well.
How much do you see holding factoring in who wins the punting job?
Well, I think holding's a factor for anyone that has to hold, So we're looking at both of those guys to be the holder, whichever one wins the job. Johnny's a tremendous holder. He's a tremendous athlete, great eye-hand coordination, and AJ's really played well. He had 2 really good holds the day before yesterday, and thought he had another good day today. So he's improving as well.
How did you feel about Johnny's offseason?
Yeah, I thought he had a good offseason. I've had a chance to be with him a bunch, certainly at our facility, and I thought he had a good offseason. I thought he got his direction back, and that's really what he's best at. So we'll see as training camp goes. I thought he hit it okay the other day. I know he can hit it better than that.
What impressions have the rookie class made on you in special teams so far, guys like Isaiah Johnson?
Well, I think probably, without speaking of Isaiah specifically, but I think that to answer your question with this whole class, I know as a staff, we're all excited about our class. We think they all like football, and for the most part, the majority of them have the ability to play different phases for us in teams. And then to Isaiah, we're excited about him. He kind of missed the end of OTAs and minicamp. He had a little bit of a knick-knack, but I think he's back full speed. He's been impressive in the full-speed competition, both out there at flyer and flipping around at the corner position.
Mike Mayock said he's known you for more than 30 years, and you've known Gruden obviously for a long time. What do you make of that dynamic? They seem like the way they feed off each other in terms of, they're both all football all the time.
Yeah, well, Mike and I know each other from, the late 70s. We used to work Joe Namath's football camp together, but I think that the thing that's unique about those two is they worked together way back when they were doing the draft deal together, and so they developed a mutual respectful relationship about personnel and how to view it. And there's not a lot of people that can have great football conversations with Coach Gruden, and I think Mike and him developed that relationship that had to do with respect of each other's opinion before Mike ever got here, and now certainly they're in constant communication, constant conversation about everything from personnel to different techniques we're using and all those things. Mike's a football guy. His dad was a high school coach, longtime coach. Coach Gruden's a football guy. His dad was a coach for a long time, so I think they have a lot of commonalities.
Is there maybe a pitch that you can make that maybe in a crunch type situation that you could get Antonio Brown back returning punts?
You know, I think when Antonio certainly comes back to practice, we're going to get him back catching and put him in a situation where hopefully he's in a backup role, or who knows, there could be two guys back there together. A lot of different things can happen. But, you know, I know he didn't return last year, and I played against him. You know, when he was the return guy, he's certainly capable of doing that. But our intention is certainly to use him on offense and have a guy that can return and him be possibly the backup.
How valuable in a special teams sense are the two practices against the Rams?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to do punt both days and field goal one day for sure. I'd rather not kick Daniel 2 in a row. So I think, especially for the guys that may not play in the game on special teams on that night, the practice against them will be physical, and it'll be live reps, and Coach Fossil and I will be able to work out some looks that we'd like to see that we know we're not going to see in the preseason game. So for the guys that aren't going to play in the game, they'll get good physical looks that we may not get throughout the preseason. I have. You know, he was here as a Raider at one time, and I was at San Diego. We played against each other, and I think he does a tremendous job as a coach, and he's really a good person.
Are you confident your punter is on the roster?
I'm like, we're going to have a punter on the roster. I'm real confident about that.
Could it be somebody that's not on the roster now?
Well, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have the answer to that. I'm hoping it's one of these two guys. I feel like we have a good competition going right now.